It's Friday morning and it's a morning review here at Prime Media TV. I am Treasure bringing to you the juicy reviews of today. And I'm bringing to you the news making round the table in Nigeria today. On today, we have Tinubu Shetima's absence from Nigeria shows lack of fiscal responsibility, common sense expected of leaders. This is coming from PETER-OBI. And he said former presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP in 2023 general election, PETER-OBI, has berated President Bola Tinubu for sending the Vice President Kashim Shettima out of the country when Tinubu, is on leave and also out of the country. He went further by saying Obi, a former governor of Anambra State, said the fact that President is not back in Nigeria and still sent the Vice President to Sweden when he could easily have attended the event from his reported current location, Paris, France, shows President Tinubu's irresponsibility and insensitivity to Nigeria's current myriads of domestic problems as a leader. And before now, we have Bayo Ononuga, coming out to tell Nigerians that the absence of the president and his vice is actually not leaving any vacuum. No leadership. This is coming from Punch. No leadership vacuum, despite Tinubu Shetima's absence. Presidency claims. He said that the presidency on Wednesday said the absence of President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima does not pose any vacuum in Nigeria's leadership. It said that the two principal officers are fully engaged with the nation's affairs even while away. Now, how possible can this be that the president is away, the vice is away? The essence of having a vice is in the absence of the president, the vice decides over the affairs of things. One of them must be around to give instructions. One of them must be around to oversee things. So now, but we know that for about 2 weeks now, our president is not in the country in a time where we have issues that need attention. They say a man whose house is on fire does not go about chasing rats. All right. Just imagine you are having a business, a private business, you are running your private business, and you are in your challenging time. That time is not the time for you to go on leave. That time is not the time for you to go and rest, because you know the harm or the possible harm that is going to cause your business. All right. Nigeria is in a time that people are hungry. A lot of things has been affected. Nobody is happy. And in the midst of all this, our president is out of the country. And just to crown it up, the vice president is equally out. And somebody is speaking in defense, saying that their absence in the country has no effect. I don't know where Bayo Ononuga always talks from. I don't know. When you are trying to defend what is not defendable, you go about saying rubbish. You go about saying things the way you ought not to say them. You go about talking about things that shouldn't be talked about. Because I see no reason why somebody will come out to say that the absence of a president and his vice has no effect, no negative effect, has left no vacuum. So that means there is no need for presidency. There's no need for us to have a president in the country. If their absence in the country has no effect in the country, then of what use are we having the president? Do we need people to occupy that space, that position? So I don't know, because yes, I understand that Shetima has gone for a public service, but what PETER-OBI is saying is not PETER-OBI reacting to this or condemning this act. He's not saying it because he wants to, make rubbish the image or the integrity of the president. No, but the truth is, in a time like this, the country needs the president's presence to to brainstorm on possible solution to the problems on ground. All right. It is not as a matter of fact, the president, as according to the analysis of PETER-OBI, he said it will take 4 times, 4 times the hour that it will take. It will cost Shetima from Nigeria to Sweden. It will take 4 times. I mean, 4 times the hour it will cost the president, rather, from Paris to the place of this appointment. It will take 4 times of the hour it will take the president from Shetima from Nigeria, Abuja to the same meeting. So he's saying that the president ought to have attended this meeting himself. Why the vice is, as allowed to take care of things here in the country? There is need when we have number of people. There is need for one person to be in front line. There is need. Yes, we have the senators, we have the House of Rep and all that, but the position of the vice president and that of the Senate president or whatever is not the same. All right. So it's really not good that we see the truth and we don't want to call them what they are. I don't know where Bayo Ononuga is getting all these. I understand he's trying to speak, of course, protect the image of his paymasters. But the truth is, Nigeria is in a state now that requires attention, requires articulated actions, thinking on what is happening that need to be what have been done that need to be undone, or what that need to be done. And our president is resting. People normally go to rest when all things are ready. People go to rest when they have worked and they've seen that what they put in place is working. But currently, there is nothing working in the country. There is nothing working in the country. So if a leader who is said to serve the people is in a situation like this, where the people you are serving are going through hard time, currently we have increased record of vulnerable Nigerians as a result of the harsh policies. Currently, so many people can no longer, people are now, struggling for survival in the country as a result of the harsh policies. All right. Currently, so many things are happening. Do want to talk about the increase in petroleum and all that, and a leader who is a father is out to rest. Then who not just going out to rest, but also having the second in command out of the country. So who gives instruction? And somebody is coming out to say it does not matter. It really matters. It matters. By Ononoga, the absence of the president and his vice really matters. And like PETER-OBI have said, it shows an act of should I don't know. I'm trying to use the right words. A leader who is not empathic. It's not enough to say that you are empathic. It's not enough for you to say that you feel the pain of the people. It is better expressed than said. All right. You show how empathic you are by the things you do to relieve the pain that the situation on ground has caused the people. All right. So you cannot say to be empathic when your words are not aligned with your actions. And that is what we see from our president and his vice. They come out to tell us that they feel the pain of Nigerians, they feel the effect of the policies on the Nigerians, but their actions over time are not showing that at all. Their actions and the way of doing things is not proving that they are empathic. All right. So you cannot be out of the country for a rest for this long time, in a time that the people, your home is a kind of is in a state of unrest. Honestly, currently the country is in a state of unrest because the people are crying, they are lamenting. Poverty is increasingly every day. So many people can no longer send their children to school. People can no longer feed properly. Are we even talking about feeding properly? People can no longer feed at all as a result of what is happening in the country. and our president is out of the country. So I would like us to understand that Peter-Obi is not speaking out of hatred, but from the place of a leader. A leader don't, for example, if Nigeria happen to be a personal business and you are in a state, the business is in a state where it is now, no leader, no business owner in a normal sense will leave the business in the face of hard time to go and rest. What are you going to rest for? That means leaving your business in the face of hard time. You want the business to crumble. You want the business to collapse. You want all you built over the years, all you've labored for, to go down the drain. All right. So it is not good. We are not saying the president should not go for rest. He's entitled to that. It is an entitlement, but still, there are times where we have to make sacrifice. It would have been of great record for him that the president is supposed to be on leave, he's supposed to be resting now, but because of the issues bordering on the country, he's still here. You know, people, we are not saying eye service, but at least as a leader, time calls for sacrifice of your time, sacrifice of your comfort. Time calls for it, situation calls for it, and I'm telling you that currently now what is happening in the country is calling for sacrifice of both time, sacrifice of comfort from our leaders. Yes, I'm supposed to be out of the country for leave, but because of what is happening in the country, I shift it forward. It's sacrifice, not to tell us that even if the president is not in the country, no problem. Then why do we vote in somebody to sit on that, to occupy that position? If their absence has no effect, if we don't need the presence of a president in the country, then why do we lavish money on election to elect, to vote for a president? So there is need for president to be around. There is need for his vice to be around. And if there's any reason why the president shouldn't be around, his vice should be around. That is why we have vice president. So Bayo Onanuga, I don't know the angle you are speaking from, but for you to say that the president and his vice absence in the country has left no vacuum, I stand to tell you that it is not true. It has left so many vacuum. The country in this point now needs their collaborative efforts, needs their presence. That is why we voted for them. We did not vote for them to rule Nigeria from outside country. We did not vote for them to decide over the affairs of Nigeria, on phone calls or whatever. That is not why we voted for them. And that is not what they promised us. So we'd like to hear your quick thoughts on this. In any platform you are watching us from, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, make sure you drop your comment. What do you feel about what Bayo Onanuga said, about the absence of the president and his vice, and what can you make of the reaction of Peter-Obi? What can you say about him? Do you think he's speaking because he's not the one, or he's saying things from the place of reality? Because I know many people want to say because he's not the one, if we are the one, you will go and leave. What do you make of his reaction? Do you think he's out of hatred or he's born out of reality? We would like to hear your comments. So we'll go on a quick break now, and once we are back, we'll dive into other stories. Please stay tuned.